Mark,
Hey, Paul.
what's going on?
Reading Red Hood right here on my screen on a digital copy.
There you go. Red Hood. Red Hood, where is
Oh, I
he?
see what you
He's
did there. Yeah, there he is. That guy.
right there.
That
Yep,
guy.
that guy. But he's got his own tie-in issue to the Gotham War, and we're going to talk about it right after this. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you comment. Tell us how we're doing, because we want to know exactly what you guys think. Do you like what we're doing? What should we read next? Probably going to be Beast World, I'm thinking, but who knows?
Coming hot and fast.
Um, exactly. But we have the only tie-in miniseries that goes with Gotham War this week, and that is Gotham War: The Red Hood. Um, which, if you read the first part, or you've been following along, you know that the Red Hood basically he seems to totally be Team Selena. Um, at least going into this issue anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so we start basically we start the issue goes back 2 weeks to before everything even started, to what Jason was doing, and how he was basically commandeered by Selena to join the little talk that we had in the Batman the Battle Lines
Yeah, and it was funny
issue
because
that
she
we had.
interrupted him on like a holy mission almost. We catch up with Jason at the start of this on a one-man mission to hunt down the Joker through the henchmen that have worked through him in the past. He's brutally throwing a henchman out of a window, intimidating him, asking him where the Joker is, throwing him in front of moving traffic. And Selena
Mm,
pulls the henchman away at the last minute and criticizes Jason for his rough tactics, even though Jason says, that truck really wasn't going to hit him. And we find her recruiting him for that meeting. She actually reached out to him before that meeting ever took place, which was interesting to see.
right, exactly. And so then he starts. He basically has been given the job of Selena to kind of train some of these people. As
And he's rough
as
on them too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he really is. He says if they're still moving by the time they're done, then they get an A+.
Yeah.
Although-
And it was really fun watching that back and forth in that training session, because they were even talking to him about how he's been trained by Batman and you must be the best of the best. Or are we ready yet? He's like, yo, dude, like, no, none of us are. If you ever see Batman, crouch down, get a wide stance, and then kiss your butt goodbye, because there's nothing any
exactly.
of us can do. Batman's one of a kind. I'm like, yo, that
That
was
was
solid.
and I laughed so hard when I read that. It's like, then
Yeah.
put your head between your ass and kiss her goodbye.
Yeah, because Jason's not delusional. He knows his place in the pecking order, but that just kind of says even more to how headstrong he is, how willing he is to put himself out there.
Right. So as part of the continued training, they actually go to a bar, um, and
Right.
he actually is working with two people who were part of the Scarecrows team, and so. They go to a bar, and he basically leaves them, and he basically tells these people that were from the group of Broken Bones or something like that is
Yeah, the Broken Bone Clan. He's trying to teach them the concept of no matter what, we don't kill. We don't
right.
kill. So he intentionally puts them in a situation where they're going to lose, and seeing if they have what it takes to restrain themselves and not kill, by telling this brutal gang that they're coming for you, like just inciting a riot basically, and just getting these two guys jumped for an inch of their life.
Right. And then he just walks out of the bar
He
and
just
leaves the two
walks
of them
out.
inside.
That woman catches up to him in that moment, criticizes him about again his rough tactics and everything. And it even is questionable if one of them survives, but he does. It was brutal. It was brutal. Jason's a
Right.
savage.
Right, exactly. But we find out that he still does have some morals too, because he actually is confronted by a police officer who pulls a gun. And Jason actually gives him the opportunity to basically put his gun down, without fear of getting his ass handed to him.
Mhm.
Um,
But unfortunately,
But
one of
then
the
we find
henchmen.
there's these what's that?
I was about to say, unfortunately, one of the henchmen that are with him at the time is kind of
Right,
getting a little paranoid in his boots. This whole time that he's
right.
training these henchmen, along the way, he's asking them, "Where's the Joker? Where's the
Hmm.
Joker?" And it's almost like he's taking out his frustrations of not being able to find him on these henchmen through the training. That's why he's so rough on him. He still just wants the Joker. And in the midst of one of these heists, henchmen get the drop on him by a security guard, and one of them's real shaky handed, and Jason steps in and tries to de-escalate, but ultimately the security guard gets pistol whipped by one of the henchmen who's on edge, thinking that the scarecrow who he used to hench for is coming, and everybody's working for the scarecrow, and it's got to be the scarecrow, and the situation went south. We get another example of how this training these old henchmen is so volatile. And Jason even
Hmm.
brings it up to Catwoman. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you're training henchmen. They're still bad guys. So we get to see that light from Jason, where we thought like this entire Bat family is crazy. Like, how are they all okay with just allowing crime in their city? And Jason was like the one that was okay with it the most. Turns out the whole time he's just there working an angle, trying to get close to these henchmen to find his target, which is the Joker.
Correct. Because his true motivation comes out where he basically tells Selena, "Look, this is not going to work. But when this
Mm-mm.
doesn't work, all of these people that you've trained are going to go back to their people that they were henchmen for, and so I want to know who they are. That's the only reason I'm here."
He's working. Yeah, he's undercover by himself, unbeknownst to Batman or anyone else with the Bat family. So big shout out to Jason Todd. Like he's
Mm.
my favorite ward Batman's ever had, and all I wanted was to see Damian punch him in the face again. But now that I see like he put a few with common sense. This just got really
Right.
good for me. And unfortunately,
However,
that Hitchman that was real shaky handed, there might be something to it. We know that the other rogues in Gotham are not fans of Catwoman's plan. Where's all of our hired help? They're gone. We have to do something about this. We saw the Riddler tip off Batman in the last issue of Catwoman, and now it looks like the Scarecrow actually did come for that henchman who was paranoid. They find his body stripped down and crucified to the wall with blood and a message written on the wall.
right. It says basically, get your own toys, Red Hood, is the
Mm-hmm.
message that is there. And that leaves us basically at the end of the issue where, whether it'll continue into Batman next week or whether it'll wait until issue 2 of Red Hood, we don't really know. But
I really hope they keep this undercover Jason thing going, where we, the reader, only get to see the truth, the what's going on behind the scenes in this title. And in the main storyline, I hope it still seems like now we're kind of like in the know, but nobody else does. I think that would be
right.
a great way to take this, if a very creative way to tell this story.
Absolutely. As tie-in issues go, I thought it was really good.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed it. Again, I'm really happy that there's not a whole bunch of tie-ins like we've had with some of the things
Yeah,
that have come up in the
it's not
past.
like an event; it's just a story.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not overblown or nothing. It's good.
right. One thing I did want to mention that I read this on Friday is remember how we were talking about the free Batman Day one, the Prelude issue, and how it seemed kind of wonky, like because it had that
Without
failsafe
dialogue
story
and
in it. Yeah. Apparently, DC admitted on Friday that they misprinted it, and they never printed the actual preview story that was supposed to be there, the Prelude story. It never even appeared there. So that's why we were all kind of confused
yeah.
when we were reading it.
I figured it was just instead of a prelude book, a preview book, because that's all it
Yeah,
did was preview pages without dialogue of books that were coming
right.
out the following 2 weeks.
Yeah. No word on whether or not that story will ever see the light of day. But yeah, they did admit that they actually screwed up and that issue did not have the story that they had said it would be in there was not in there. So
Hmm. Yeah, because it was just those few pages of Batman, then future content. Yeah, nothing.
yeah, yeah, it really wasn't.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it was again, it was quick. It was a quick read. The Gotham War Red Hood. I loved it. Can't wait to see where it goes with Batman next week or this coming week. But that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for this particular episode of DC Comic Deep Dive.
Short and
Um,
sweet. Short and
yeah,
sweet.
exactly. Don't forget to subscribe so that whenever we do these things, you're alerted that things have come to fruition, have
And leave us
appeared
a comment.
on YouTube.
Let
Yeah,
us know if you
definitely
read
leave a
this
comment.
issue. Are you following the Gotham War yourself, or are you following it through us? Let us know.
Yeah. And don't forget to hit the like button because we always are battling those YouTube algorithm gods. So, but that's
Hmm.
going to be it. I'm Paul. He is Mark.
But we are Legion.
And you are now leaving sector 2815.
Bye bye.